Guys, behind me we have here our Mark II tank, and this is a very important tank in our collection because this is the world's oldest surviving tank that's actually seen combat. And it never should have seen combat because, believe it or not, this is actually a training tank, designed for training and nothing else. So why did it see combat? A bit more on that later on. First of all, the Flying Scotsman. On the side there, it had a few different crews throughout its day, and so it also used to be called Dragonfly. You can probably just about see the name there before it was sprayed over. It's also had quite a few different modifications throughout its service period as well. Originally, this was a male tank, which means it used to have 6-pounder guns in each sponson here. Instead, it was then converted into a female tank, which means it only has machine guns, as you can see just there. Now, as I said, this is a training tank. It was never ever meant to see combat. And if we look at the back sections here, you can see all the battle damage in these areas here, which are referred to as the horns. We believe these were caused by anti-tank rifles, but you've got impact damage there, and there as well. If you look right up close in there, you can actually see it went in through one side of the horn and out the other side of the tank. So why is a training tank on the battlefield? Well, after the Mark I's made their debut at the Battle of Flers, most of them didn't even make it to the starting line, and even less of them survived the battle itself. So the British were very short on armour and they needed more. What did they have? They had training tanks. 50 of these were built, 25 were male and 25 were female. Now we can actually have a proper look on the inside of it here with the sponson that's been removed. So you would have 8 men inside this vehicle. The conditions inside these tanks were absolutely horrific. You've got the engine smack bang in the center right there, meaning that the temperatures inside this vehicle are looking at about 50 degrees Celsius, incredibly hot. And the crew is also suffering from carbon monoxide poisoning from the fumes that are leaking out of the engine. And commonly, these guys would be operating in these tanks for 8 hours at a time. Really, really not a place you want to be. So as I said, it's had quite a bit of history. Used to be a male tank, then converted to a female tank. It was then actually converted again into a supply tank just to use to transport supplies across the battlefield. And that's pretty much the last service that it saw. But there it is, the world's oldest surviving tank that has seen combat.